Hello, everyone, and welcome to TPCFL Game Time, Game of the Week. My name's Meter. I'm joined in the booth here today by Bama Shocks. How's it going, Bama?
Going pretty good there, Meter. How about yourself?
Absolutely excellent. Man, am I excited for this game here today. We're watching the Philadelphia Eagles take on the Chicago Bears in Chicago.
Yeah, both teams coming into this early season undefeated. Looking for big things out of both of them.
Absolutely. Week 2, both teams winning week 1. And both of these guys, we say it every week it feels like, but absolute veterans in this game, in this league.
Oh, no doubt about it. You know, Philadelphia is run by the big honcho of the TPCFL and Brian Langell, and then you've got the Canadian heartthrob and Colbus running the Chicago Bears.
A little rush. Lateral out to the right side. A loss of 4 by Howard. Both of these head coaches have, in the past, jumped franchises. The Langell on Xbox used to be the head coach of the New England Patriots and switched over to the Eagles last season, or possibly the season before. And the head coach of Chicago, Colbus 1984, used to be the head coach of the Saints. Dropping back, a little throw over the middle. Made back what they lost to begin with, 4 yards, 3rd and 10.
Yeah, only able to get back to the original line of scrimmage here. They're looking at a 3rd and long, and see how it goes.
Big shout out to Shane's Gaming, Crafty Dinners, both with a big host. Thank you guys for tuning in and for helping the league out. And hey, if you're watching this, you haven't followed yet, highly suggested. By the end of this game, I have no doubt you'll be following. Little throw over the middle here. Swatted out of the air. Kind of dangerous on that one.
Yeah, Trubisky almost picked off right there.
But instead, they'll get the opportunity to punt the ball away. Slippy with a host as well. Thank you, brother. Much appreciated.
Yeah, you have to imagine Chicago not happy about this 3 and out on the first possession.
This punt back behind the 30-yard line. And Langell will take it forward to the 39, where he will fall out of bounds and begin his drive.
Good starting field position for Philadelphia.
It is indeed enforcing that huge 3 and out right to open up the game. Both of these teams filling each other out thus far. We'll see how Philadelphia's offense and Chicago's defense are feeling here today, right now. I formation, one on either side. Offensive line strong to the left side. The snap, dropping back, throwing over the middle. This one's caught. He's taken down very quickly, but picks up 5 yards on that throw. The ball moved forward to the 44. Chicago has a very strong run game. I expect to see quite a bit of that from them here tonight. And Philadelphia, I expect kind of the opposite, to be honest. I see a lot of passes coming out of their team and not a ton happening on the ground.
No, I tend to agree with you there. Sitting here looking at Chicago. Ooh.
As we say that, handoff right up the middle, nowhere to go. Ajayi with no gain on that one. But this is a new season, so anything we've seen in the past, any stats we can pull from the past, don't necessarily predict the future. It can show us tendencies, but these guys are well known for mixing it up and kind of going against what they've done in the past to try and add a new flavor to their game.
Ooh, what a flip
pass
across the middle to the outside there.
18 yards on that one. And a first down, the first down of the game.
And in that same possession, flipping the field, Philadelphia and Chicago territory now, 38-yard line.
Very good point. Directly behind the center. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Ajayi in the backfield. Wentz. Fake throw to the left. Handoff going right up the middle, getting some good block and bumping into a couple people and finally being taken down after a 6-yard pickup. But what a good pickup it was there.
Indeed, mixing up the offense, changing things up. Now they've got a nice 2nd and short. Try to get a conversion.
And 2 out to the right. Man in the backfield, strong offensive line trailing off to the left side. A little mix-up here on Philadelphia's side. Calling an audible, takes the snap, throwing out into double coverage, and this one's picked off easily. He's got some room and taken down at the 26. Fuller coming up with a big interception there.
Yeah, Philadelphia not seeing the open receiver on the left side, flips it right into double coverage, and as it often does, it gets intercepted there.
Philly was moving the ball nicely, driving rapidly towards the red zone, and threw a pickoff there. That could be a big moment in this game. We're about to find out what Chicago can do in response.
Yeah, definitely a momentum swinger. Let's see how Chicago can capitalize, and they do so early with this. Oh, my goodness, he breaks loose, and he is all the way down to the 39-yard line. Let's go.
Handoff right up the middle. A little bit of weaving got him through. That was huge.
And the momentum pendulum continuing to swing in Chicago's favor.
Strong offensive line trailing off to the right. A man in the backfield. Some motion from the right side of the O-line to the left. Robinson off to the left side. Handoff. And just too much defense there. Howard taken down with a loss of 3 on that run attempt.
Yeah, the defense obviously not biting on the run play that time.
Second and 13.
Mm-hmm.
2 out to the right. 1 to the left. Cohen just off to the right side. Trubisky in the shotgun. Burton in motion from the right to the left. Takes the snap. Handoff. Fake. Rolling out to the right. Looking deep. Throwing into the end zone. And this one's picked off by Philadelphia.
Interceptions on back-to-back possessions here. We are going to remain scoreless going into the 1-minute mark of the first quarter.
A great opportunity there. He possibly had him open in the end zone, but throwing while running, off balance, turning, there was no set of the hips, set of the shoulders, able to get some leverage there. Threw it a little bit under. Philadelphia was there, reacted, and now has possession. Snap, throw over the middle, hit as soon as he gets it, but he holds on.
First down.
A 12-yard pickup there. And the ball continues to move forward. They seem to march down to the opponent's side of the field and then give the ball up there.
Yeah, both teams having no trouble whatsoever running between the 20s, but it seems like when they get close, they just run into all sorts of miscalculated trouble.
Ajayi with a run up the middle. Cuts left, cuts right, and barely gets hung up on a defender taken down, but a pickup of 7. Second and 3 now. And that will end the first. Philly possibly trying to get the Bears to jump the line, but not happening that time. And we'll start the second in the 2nd and 3 situation from the 42. Chicago started with the ball, 3-and-out punt. Philly with a great drive all the way down to the opponent's side of the field, threw an interception. Chicago threw an interception. And Philly has the ball now. 3 off to the left side, 1 in the backfield. The snap, dropping back. Throw over the middle. This one's caught. That's a first down right at the 50-yard line. They'll give him forward momentum to the 49, and we're on the defensive side of the field now.
Yeah, he was uncontested and finding his man across the middle that time. It's good for a first down.
Both quarterbacks seeming to see their passes. It's just a matter of making those passes that has come into question so far and caused both quarterbacks to throw an interception. Handoff fake to the left. Throwing over the middle. This one's swatted out of the air. A dangerous play again.
Looking almost as if he was throwing right to the defender there. Receiver not where he needed him to be.
Tricky ball placement and not capitalized on there. 2nd and 10. The snap, dropping back behind the 45, throwing directly at a defender, and he drops the ball.
Almost like the defender wasn't even paying attention, because I don't see any way that was not picked off right there.
A very, very dangerous throw. Luckily incomplete. And Philly gets another try here. 3rd and 10, I formation. The snap, he's looking, throwing over the middle, wide open. This one's caught. A missed tackle, but there were 2 more Bears there to take him down, but 22 yards on that one.
Yeah, able to match up in the gap that time. They were able to get the completion and the first down.
Right here.
Scoreless 1 minute into the second. On the 27, this has been a dangerous part of the field so far for both teams. Will Philly be the first to break the curse? Lateral out to the right side. Trying to get to the sidelines. Ajayi takes it forward for 3 yards.
Yeah, Jai swinging as wide as he possibly could, trying to avoid the jerseys of the Bears, but the Bears able to swallow him up.
Hang in there now. Hang in there now.
2nd down, 7 yards to go. On the 24, I formation, 1 out wide on either side. Lateral out to the left side this time. Not able to get a good start on that one. Slow going. And then when he cuts up, not able to make it anywhere. A loss of 1. He was getting some decent blocking. Throw over the center, falling forward. He picks up 5 yards, but it's not quite enough for the first down. It does get them into the red zone. 4th and 2 now. The Eagles with a big kick right down the middle. That's 3 points. Philadelphia breaks the scoreboard open.
Yep, Philadelphia able to crack that goose egg with that kick right there. Beautiful.
And kicking the ball back right to the behind the 1 yard line just before the end zone. He's going to be forced to bring this one out. And he does, directly to the 25-yard line where he is knocked down. 3:14 left here in the half. Chicago trails by 3, freshly put on the board by Philadelphia. Has 3 out wide to the right. Cohen in the backfield off to the right of Trubisky in the shotgun. Behind the 20 now. The snap. Throw over to the left side. This one's caught. He's got all sorts of room, and he finally is taken down at the 48.
And Bennett of the Eagles apparently down with an injury. We'll update you as that develops.
And 22 yards on that reception. A short pass just found open field and took off. One out wide on either side. Handoff trying to get up to the right side of the center. Just not a lot of room.
He was able to fall forward and push his way for a few yards. Bennett out with an abdominal strain, will return soon.
The most tricky to say injury in football. I don't know that I've ever said it right, and I am not going to tempt fate now. 2 out to the left side, 1 to the right, a man in the backfield, directly behind the center. Trubisky calls an audible. A shift from the defense after the audible. The snap, throwing over the middle, and this one's picked off. Oh, my goodness. It bounces off of his hands on the block, and it just falls very slowly and perfectly into his
Bears
hands.
fans extremely angry right now.
Oh, the boos are raining down from the heavens.
Oof. Only question is, are they booing Chicago for throwing the pick, or are they booing Philadelphia for getting it? The answer could be both.
Absolutely. I have no doubt. It is general dissatisfaction.
Yeah,
snap. Throwing out to the left side. This one's picked off right back.
Interception.
And the crowd turns the other way with the ball and is now cheering for their Bears. The defense picking up every time the offense makes a mistake.
Both defenses on their P's and Q's as far as ball trajectory today. I'm actually thinking this is more of a defense doing their job as opposed to the offenses making mistakes.
I don't know. Some of these passes have been directly at defenders, making it impossible for them to not get the interception.
That wasn't his turn to get the interception, so he let it hit the ground. It's all about fairness.
Heading rapidly towards the 2-minute. I believe we're going to hit that before a snap.
Indeed.
And we will start the final 2 minutes of the first half. 2nd and 9 on the 46-yard line.
Score still extremely tight. Philadelphia, the only score of the game, 3 up on Chicago.
That means this is still anybody's game, and 2 minutes with all your timeouts is an eternity. No need to rush. Speaking of handoff right up the middle. Wide open.
We were joking earlier about the abdominal strain, which is one step less than the abdominal tear that took Brady out of action last postseason, just before his ultimate retirement.
Absolutely, and talking with Brady, that was a big reason for it, just not worth it anymore. With an injury like that, at that age, you got to evaluate, and his evaluation was to take a step back and let his legacy stand as is. Handoff up the middle, picks up 4.
Yeah, absolutely. Any type of abdominal muscle injury makes even breathing difficult. So, I mean, I don't blame him at all. I hate to see him go, though.
I believe his direct quote was, "Giselle needs that muscle, baby." 2 out to the left side. Strong offensive line. Trailing off to the right. Cohen off just to the right of Trubisky in the shotgun. Shift from the defense. Cohen takes off, running to the right sidelines. Lines up with a defender and takes off. The snap. Throwing over short to the right, and this one's picked up. He is lifted off his feet and dropped on his back. But that's a
Hurry up
first
offense
down.
in play.
Same formation. Another shift from the defense. The snap. Thrown out to the left side this time. A great pass there. More hurry-up offense has all those timeouts. Philly takes the timeout. And the clock stopped at 33 seconds.
Interesting play on the behalf of Philadelphia. You have to imagine they were looking to make a couple of substitutions to try to keep Chicago out of the end zone.
That's a very good point. They're just outside the red zone right now. 2nd and 1. Snap. Draw.
Ooh.
Handoff up the middle and nowhere to go. The clock's still moving. 3rd and 3 now. It seems like Chicago. Well, as I say that, they call a timeout and stop the clock at 24.
Yeah, my first thought on the Philadelphia timeout was, why would they do this when the clock is running out? I mean, it could prevent Chicago from scoring, but at the same time, the tempo Chicago was utilizing there was getting Philadelphia winded real quick, and they could have let them make some errors that would have ultimately gotten Chicago a touchdown.
Very good analysis there. Snap, thrown out over the middle. This one's easily swatted out of the air by Philadelphia. In a 4th and 3 situation from the 23, we're going to be looking at a 40-yard field goal attempt to tie the game at the end of the second. And this kick is good. A nice, easy field goal for Chicago. Ties the game. 3-all. 15 seconds left here in the second.
Sitting on the edge of my seat, Meter. There's no telling how this game is going to go. It's so tight. It's too close to call. We still got an entire second half to play.
Fair catch called for as the ball sails well through the end zone. And from the 25-yard line with 2 timeouts, Philly gets a chance to possibly put a couple points on the board going into the half and get the ball back in the second half.
Yeah, long bombs in the TPCFL, not the easiest thing to come by, but Philadelphia will make a stab at it right here. Oh!
Great throw over the middle and a huge hit. Timeout Philly stops the clock at 10.
If he wasn't wearing a helmet, I would have swore you punched him right in the mouth there.
That was an absolutely huge, huge hit. That was a large man that he spun around in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Philly can stop the clock one more time, trying to get into field goal range, you got to believe. 3 out to the left now. Wentz in the shotgun, takes the snap from the 35, drops way back behind the 30, throws, and this one is intercepted. Are you freaking kidding me right now?
And he's making his moves. He is surrounded by Philly, but he is ultimately taken down.
Oh my goodness, it's swatted out of the air. Wow. The intended receiver dove with one hand, had the ball in his hand, and a defensive bear comes running by and grabs the ball out of his hand and turns and runs the other way. What a way to end the half.
Wow. Kickoff to start the 30. Takes it at the just barely the 1 yard line, bringing it back out to the 17. You have to wonder why he didn't let it bounce out.
Letting it bounce out is something a lot of people don't even think to do. You have a shallow kick, and it's before that end zone. A lot of times that means the ball's getting to you very quickly, and then you're going to have some room to run and be able to get the ball forward, maybe at least past the 25. Not in this case. A couple of stutter steps held Philly back, and they paid for it, starting this drive now from the 17.
Yep. Wonderful, wonderful analysis.
Snap, handoff, trying to get up towards the middle and just nowhere to go.
Yeah, the running back stuffed on that play for a loss of 1.
Crafty Dinners in chat, very, very confident that in that situation, he should be running it back.
Oh, the team philosophy of the Chargers is run every one of them back you can. I was just saying the potential getting pinned at the 1 yard line.
Beautiful throw over to the right side. breaking free. There were 3 defenders in the area, and nobody picked him up. 22 yards. And the Cowboys head coach Slangel suggesting that her team's philosophy is to give a big howdy do to the ball. Wave at it as you see it coming. And then clarifying, of course, that's when it's in the end zone. That's when you're taking it at a guaranteed 25, and that's a really good technique.
Yes.
Little throw over to the left side. Short of a first by 1, but a 9-yard gain on first sets him up for a second and very, very manageable.
Yeah, the 2 drag routes across the middle confusing the linebackers, giving him the perfect opportunity to get a positive gain on that play.
Crafty Dinners giving Bama a shout out.
That was a shout down, wasn't it?
Wentz in the shotgun takes the snap, 3 out wide on the right. Throwing directly
Picked
at a
off
defender
again.
again. An awful, awful throw by Wentz. Definitely not what he intended. And those can be so, so frustrating.
You have to imagine that both quarterbacks angry right now and both defenses out. Just the defensive coordinators are just so excited at what they've been able to do.
Trying to fulfill their yearly quota of interceptions this game. Trubisky takes the snap, handoff. He's got some room, getting to the sidelines, and he's taken down at the 48. That defender very, very up on his game. Boston comes in and takes him down and only allows a single rushing yard on that.
Yeah, you have to imagine that if anybody's got these 2 defenses on their fantasy league team this week, they're scoring high.
2nd and 9 now on the 48. Trubisky looking to get him past midfield. Throw short over to the right side. That's picked up. There's a first. Ball taken down to the opposite side of the field. Now the 42-yard line. And exactly 10 yards gained. All knotted up at 3. Neither of these teams able to break into the red zone. Has either team even made it into the red zone yet?
I do not think so, Meter.
Man in motion from the right to the center. Takes the snap. Handoff right up the middle. He has some good blocking. And Cohen moves the ball down 5 extra yards. His 8th rush for over 60 yards now. The ball down to the 36 now, 2nd and 5. And these 2nd and 5 almost red zone situations are the exact ones that have been so dangerous here today. Oh, unintended run up the middle, cutting to the left immediately, seeing there's nothing there. Picking up 2 yards.
Smacked in the mouth.
Hit very, very hard. But I gotta say, that was some really good running by Kolbus. Seeing that where the intended run was supposed to go was way too clogged up before the ball was even hiked. And as soon as it was snapped and handed off, cutting immediately to the left into an open gap.
Definite ball awareness there.
Third down, 2 yards needed to reset that counter. 1 out wide on either side. Cohen in the backfield. Trubisky directly behind the center. Play clock at 7. The snap. Handoff trying to get out to the left side.
Nothing doing.
Nowhere to go. Philly just swarming way too fast.
Long field goal attempt in Chicago's future here.
Very long. Into the 9-mile-an-hour wind. I don't think there's going to be enough power here. 54 yards. It's up. It's to the left and short. Incomplete.
No good.
And now Philly
Chicago
will get the
looking
ball
to take
back.
the lead for the first time in this game and unsuccessful there. And Philly takes the ball on the 44-yard line.
That Chicago wind holding them back in this situation. 9 miles an hour is nothing to put your nose up at.
I know any kicker worth his salt knows that kicking into the wind is the most dangerous thing he can do.
High formation snap, dropping back, throwing out to the right side. This one's caught, taken out almost immediately just behind midfield, the 49-yard line. A 5-yard pickup there. And Langell looking to break this lead right here, right now. 2nd and 5. Wentz takes the snap. It's low. Picking it up off the ground just about. Handoff to Ajayi right up the middle. And a small gain of 1.
Not much gap to be had there on that run play.
What gap there was quickly filled. And Philly now in a 3rd and 4 situation. The snap here, and he is sacked way behind the line. Khalil Mack
Wentz
with
running
a
out of time in the
huge
pocket there and planted firmly on his rump.
loss of 5 yards puts him back at the 45, and they're going to be forced to punt in a 4th and 9 situation. This one's back to the 3. An excellent kick by Philly.
Ooh, a wonderful coffin corner kick there, pinning Chicago deep in their own territory. The 3-yard line, they're going to have to make some room.
.14 seconds left here in the 3rd. And as you said, not a lot of room here. Handoff. Knocked down at the 2, a loss of 1. They don't have many yards to be able to give up like that.
No, they're running out of yards to give back.
They'll officially clock it at 0 yards gained, 0 yards lost. But they will spot the ball back at the 2, losing several inches there. Almost a yard.
Let's go.
2nd and 10 now to start off the final quarter. 6 minutes left to play here in this one, and we're all knotted up at 3. What a game.
There we go, getting some room.
Little throw to the left side hash marks. Pushing forward 10 yards, and those 3 inches that they lost on the last play, playing into it now. 3rd and inches needed for the first.
Yeah, there's less than 6 minutes left in this juggernaut of a defensive game, knotted up at 3, tensions running wild.
A beautiful throw, wall being hit, getting some blocking. His own defender just standing there. He runs into him. He's got all sorts of room. He may get away. Tiptoeing the sideline and knocked down at the 8. Oh, my God.
I wonder if we're fixing to get a call for a 12th man on the field. That was... I don't know what that guy was doing.
He had run his route. No pass. Maybe frustrated with his playtime, his lack of being passed to this game. I don't know. I can't speak for him. All I can say is somebody make that guy run some laps.
Yep.
Regardless, an 80-yard pass play. And a beautiful pass over the middle.
Chicago, let's go.
The first touchdown of the game.
Bears fans go wild. Cannons going off. Fireworks in the end zone. Chicago leads for the first time in a game. 9-3, extra point pending.
Travis with a big host. Thank you, brother. And the extra point is right down the middle. 10-3. Chicago at home. 4 plays, 98 yards. Just over a minute to do it. I want to come back real quick to that play by Trubisky on the 2-yard line. He had 3 defenders coming in as he's being hit by 3 full-grown adult NFL players. Throws the ball accurately.
I mean, it literally had to, like, Trubisky's hand had to slide across the defender's helmet as he was being taken down. The ability to remain composed in that throw, knowing he was about to eat dirt,
and possibly, if unable to get that pass off, you're looking at a safety. That's even bigger.
Oh, absolutely.
Of a deal. That
absolutely
is what we talk about when we talk about somebody being a veteran, is being able to keep your cool in situations like that. Little screen pass out to the left side, a great pickup there.
8-yard gain on the screen pass. Good eye.
126 passing yards for Philly here today, only 15 rushing.
Yeah, Philadelphia and Ajayi unable to establish a running game, which the Bears are not known for being gentle and giving up rushing yards.
That's a fair point. Snap, throw out to the right side, another great pickup. Pushing forward through 3-4 tackles. And the extra yards gained after contact today have been unbelievable.
Yeah, neither team willing to give up when, this game is on the line. It's only a 7-point game. 4 minutes left to go. It remains to be seen who's going to be your victor today.
One out wide on either side, I formation. Snap, dropping back, getting some blocking, thrown over to the left side, and this one's caught on the comeback route. Well done. And another big play. Philly not screwing around, moving the ball to the 24-yard line. Iceman's just arrived in chat.
Head coach of these Kansas City Chiefs.
And I believe his comments for you, buddy.
Let's go.
Little throw out to the left side. This one's picked up. Cutting forward to the 15-yard line. Now firmly in the red zone. 2nd and 1.
Yeah, Philadelphia not taking any chances by throwing into traffic now. They're mindful of all the previous interceptions. There's been so many of them, I'm not even sure what the number is.
Directly behind the center. Wentz with a lot of calls at the line. He takes the snap, trying to get up the middle, and he is hit very hard, very fast.
Blocking, breaking down really quick right there in the middle. Not real sure what happened, but the defense was all over him.
The defense seemed to know exactly what was coming. Chopped him down, and that's a loss of 1 on the run attempt. 3rd and 2. .223 left here on the game clock. Both teams have all their timeouts, plus the 2-minute warning for stoppage. Dropping back is Wentz, throwing over to the right side. This one's caught between coverage again. And the ball down at the 2.
And for the first time today, we've got people inside the 5-yard line meter.
We do. And as the 2-minute warning comes, freezing the clock at 2, we're deep in the red zone. We're in the red hot zone. The 2-yard line. Bam, I think this is you and I's favorite spot on the field, the 2-yard line. Such a dangerous place to be.
Yeah, this is the yard line where teams are made or broken. We'll just have to see which team steps up right here.
Handoff right up the middle, and he walks right in. That's a touchdown, Eagles.
The big man unopposed across the line, scoring the touchdown, bringing them within one with the extra point left to go. Let's go.
And if you remember, the clock stopped at 2 minutes. It's now stopped at 1:59. It took him 1 second to walk the ball in.
What took him so long, Meter?
And the extra point makes it 10-all. With less than 2 minutes left to play here in the fourth, this is TPC football. Game of the week, week 2. And Philly kicks this one to behind the 1 again. A beautiful kick, forcing the run out. Chicago getting some good blocking and finally taken down at the 30.
You have to wonder if Chicago's going to try to be conservative with the clock here, try to work it in their favor, see if they can get down to the end and just get a chip shot as time expires.
That is not a bad technique at all. And Chicago, well known for pulling out some close ones at the very end and managing the clock. Philadelphia also known for being very good with their clock management. Handoff out to the left side, taken down behind the line of scrimmage. That's a loss of 2 on the run attempt.
Yeah, block broken at the worst possible second for the running back there.
Taking just a moment here for station identification. This is TPCFL game time. TPC football action. Head on over to tpcfootball.com to find out the schedule, find out some stats and figures, where teams are ranking, who's controlling what team, and anything else you need to know about TPC sports. tpcfootball.com. Pass over the middle here, picking up some good yards.
For all 6 seasons.
That's a very good point. Very in-depth. All 6 season schedules, scores, stats, everything you want to know about this league. That's where it can be found, tpcfootball.com.
Rumor has it if you put in a specific cheat code, you can see the shoe sizes of the owners.
What would your shoe size be, Bama?
That's for me to know and the hackers to find out.
Pass over the middle, a huge play. Oh my goodness. If there was any thought that Chicago is going to take their time, it's blown out of the water now. Philly stops the clock at 55 seconds. Very smart move as Chicago moves the ball to the 21-yard line.
Now you have to wonder from the 21-yard line, do they try to take 3 runs to try to get better positioning, or do they try to kick it a couple of times?
Handoff out to the left side, knocked down at the 19, a 2-yard gain. And timeout Philly again stops the clock at 48 seconds, not letting Chicago eat away at that clock.
Yeah, Philadelphia only has 1 timeout remaining, and Chicago's got 2 tries at this. They can wear out the clock in the process.
I formation, 2 out to the left side. They need 8 yards for a first. Snap, handoff, getting some decent blocking. There's the first.
And he breaks across the line, 1st and goal from the 9-yard line, Meter.
A beautiful play.
I do believe this is Chicago's first time in the red hot zone.
Chicago eating some clock here. The play clock down below 3 seconds. The game clock at 5, 4, 3. Flag as they're not able to get the ball off. The clock dead at 3 seconds.
And I do believe that was on purpose, Meter.
Oh my goodness.
Potential game-winning kick coming into play right here, right now.
And we know how Chicago feels about their kicker being the one with everything riding on their shoulders. Do bear with us, some minor lag here. We're going to fight through it.
Wow.
Not a great time for lag. Let me try and refresh the stream for us. See if we can catch the very end of this one.
You can't ride it, Peter. You can't ride it, dude.
And we're back exactly where we left off. And that ends the game.
Oh no! What happened? I didn't see the end. What happened? What happened? Who won?
I have no idea, but what an exciting finish on the edge of our seats.
Where's the cliffhanger for next week's episode?
Tune in next week for the stunning conclusion to week 2. Game of the week.
Wonderful Canadian internet right there. Oh, meg and a half when it works.
A bit of lagging out happening.
I was hoping they would pause it and refresh it. If you want to see the end of the game, Slangel says send $5.99 to LOL.
And bear with us just a moment here, folks. We're going to get some answers. We'll be right back. All right, and we're back. The game has been decided in the final 3 seconds. They take the snap, set up, and a beautiful kick right down the middle. As the clock expires, Chicago walks away with the win. My apologies for the loss of the graphics for this game, the live feed, but Chicago does come out on top in this one in such a close game. We have with us right now Colbus 1984 in chat. How's it going, Colby?
I just first of all want to say I apologize for the mess up in the stream. I didn't notice. I was very focused on the game, so I didn't notice until Brian and I were out and we were looking at the stats. I noticed I wasn't streaming anymore, so I do apologize for that to everyone that was watching. But also props to Langell. That we were saying in our chat that this was a pretty well a chess match in the end of the game, and that's really what it was, and it was a fantastic game.
It was such a defensive game. A lot of interceptions happening.
Yeah, we discussed that too, and it's the big difference when you're playing a CPU game or a user game. I find, especially from calling games and playing games and watching so many, that it's a different monster when you're playing against another player, even if it's and not to brag, but the Bears have pretty good defense there. So
they do indeed, shutting down the run game. I gotta imagine less than 100 yards, maybe even less than 50, coming out of the Eagles here today.
Really, the turning point at the end of the game was that last 40-yard gain, that play action pass that got me within field goal range.
The game broke open on that pass from the 2-yard line all the way down the field, 80 yards. That was a huge one as well.
Yeah, and getting blocked by my player as well, so that was magical.
Well, Bam and I did suppose that somebody's going to be running laps after that one. But regardless, thank you so much for streaming, Colbus, and thank you for an amazing game. Congratulations on your win, and congratulations to both Langell and Colby on some outstanding playing here today.
Thanks, guys, for calling it.
You got it, buddy. And Bama, thank you so much for calling the game with me. Any last thoughts?
Wow, what a kick.
Well, that'll do it for us here at TPC Studios. TPCFL Game Time, Game of the Week. Today we saw the Chicago Bears overthrow the Philadelphia Eagles in a very tight matchup came down to the last second, and even the stream couldn't handle the intense action here at TPC Sports. Head on over to tpcfootball.com for all your TPC football needs. Find out different places that you can stream the game, when schedules are going to be turning over, and who's going to be playing who. My name's Ben Meter. I was joined in studio here today by Bama Shocks. I want to thank you all for tuning in, and I hope you all have an outstanding rest of your night.